gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be, be, be. Yeah, I hope that you're listening. There's only one thing you know you gotta do. That's breathe.
Everybody, that's all we got to do is just breathe. Come on in. It's time for the Own Your Now show. It's time for Wellness Wednesday. I'm your host, Tracy Berry McGee, also known as Divine T.
And I'm your co-host, Yolanda Langford, and you know what they call me, Lady Yo.
Yo, hey, Lady Yo, how you doing today?
I am fantastic, and you know what I want to say is, I love you, Tracy. How are you?
I love you too. I'm doing well. We survived the eclipse. How about that?
That was something. You and Nate did it big. You were at the caramel room, and they had y'all said you were eclipsing. Is that the word?
We were eclipsing. Yes, there was a lot happening, and it was a good time. I wasn't feeling it at first. I was like, you know what? I really don't have to look up into the sky. I've seen this before, but you know what? I got caught up in the whole vibe, and it was a vibe, and we had a good time. And you know, every time you go to the caramel room, it's a good time. Did you pull out the grandkids? What did you do?
Well, I had my middle grandchild. She was with me, and we were outside until about 1:30, and we came in, and then Oz and I kind of just talked to her about what the eclipse was. And as the sun was covered, you could just see her little face like, wow, what's happening? So she's only 1.5, so she may not remember, but we have pictures, of course.
Yeah, we talked about it in regards to like how you can get the Oreo cookie. And I mean, it didn't get completely dark from where we were, but we could feel the breeze. And
Yes.
so that was cool.
It got so quiet.
It did.
Everything got really still.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, well, that was a little different. Like, even the birds stopped chirping, but you know what? We could say we saw it.
We sure can. We sure can. Well, we want to welcome every
comments. Anybody in the comments see the eclipse?
That's right. Let us know. I see a couple people are tuning in on the YouTube side as well as Facebook. We adding it in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening. Shonda says, good evening, Dominic Jackson, and Shonda checking in from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, Dallas, Texas. And if y'all get a chance, y'all tell my Aunt Minnie that I said hello and I love her.
I love it. Everybody is checking in. Robert is with us. Of course, he is always here. Good evening, Robert. Deborah is with us. Good evening. Stockton, California. Boy, we got folks all over. Okay.
God is good. God is good. But you know what, Tracy? We cannot get started without me asking you the magical question. What's in your cup?
Okay, what's in my cup? Man, I should be asking you what's in your cup. Because y'all been turning flips and sipping on all kind of things. You know what? I just have some wine. I'm full today. I'm glad that we get another day to come together. It's Wellness Wednesday, and hey, I'm just sipping on some white wine. That's it. That's it for me. I'm getting ready. I'm about to go on a cruise soon. And man, they told me that on this cruise, if you get the package, man, you can drink like up to 14 drinks a day. That's a lot of alcohol. That's a lot of sipping, ain't it?
That's a lot of sipping. I'm not gonna get on the internet and ask you what's in your cup while you're on the cruise, okay, Tracy? And you know what? You can sip white wine, water, red wine, because what? You are grown.
I am grown. I can do whatever I want. What are you all sipping on? Lady, what you got in your cup?
Let me tell you, I am supporting the family business. You know.
Oh, is it called Palamo?
No, this is the lemonade, cherry lemonade.
That's my favorite.
Yes. So I'm supporting the family business. And, God is, like I said, so good. You walk into a Snooks, a Deerberg's, a Total Wine, and you see it there. I mean, it's just so fun to see it come to fruition.
Well, everybody, we always ask everybody what's in their cup. I see everybody in the chat. Nobody has told us what they sipping on, but they're here with us. Wait a minute. Robert said, did you both feel the temperature drop? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And I heard it. It looks so different from everyone. I heard Dallas really got dark. Someone is here. So let us know how that feels. Hey, Rodney, we see you. Hey, Sunshine. All right. I see. She said she's drinking some STL water.
Oh yeah, you know what? I always have my water back, honey. STO water is the best.
So in addition to that, March Madness is over. We had us some boy, the games. They not do what they were supposed to do?
It was exciting. It was just history. It was herstory.
It was her story.
Because Dawn, let me tell you, I've watched her since her back in the day, college days. I've had opportunity to meet her, and just a unique individual. And I love the fact that when they interviewed her, she didn't shy away from her faith.
No,
She
no.
did not shy away from her faith. So congratulations, ladies.
Favor. I think I heard that more people watched that game than ever.
Yes.
This is in the men's sport. So, hey, I'm a basketball fan, so we're gonna keep going with that. Robert said he had some Dasani water and what is Alex? He said red. Was it Red Bull or Red
Breast? I don't know. Is that a wine? Tell us, Alex. What the heck is a red breast?
Yes, we want to know. We want to know. Rodney says he's sipping on some Tito's, cranberry, and pineapple. I ain't mad at you. That sounds pretty good. So
Sounds quenching.
And Auntie Cynthia says she's drinking water in her cup. So everybody, yeah, just definitely let us know. Lady O, it's really something to be able to come together every Wellness Wednesday and just let everybody know about all the cool people that are doing some great things in our city and in our community. What do you think about that?
You know, St. Louis has things happening. I always tell people, if they say to me, there's nothing going on in St. Louis, I said, you just need to stretch outside your comfort zone, because there is something happening every day, Monday through Sunday. Not just something, but resources, information, fun, entertainment. So we are some of the source that you can tune into to find out what's going on in our city. And if you want to come in, fly in, boat in, whichever way you get here, train, come on to the loop.
That's it. That's it. So we're all about wellness, opportunity, knowledge, and empowerment. And we're going to continue to make sure that we keep you all updated. Just so an update, y'all, he said that is Irish whiskey.
Ooh, he real grown, girl.
Yeah, I'm not that grown. I can't do the whiskey. I was in Kentucky. I've done a little bourbon, but it's all about the same. When you get cold, you just take it and go for it, right?
Well, have a sip for us, Alex.
Well, let's get right into our evening. We got some really cool guests and they have a lot of resources. I was like, oh my God, I need to sign up myself. I need to sow some seeds. I need some seeds sown into me. So who do we have coming up?
Well, our first guests are Anel and Marcus Witt. They are not married. They are a mother and son duo that are making changes in Columbia, Missouri. Anel B. Witt is the Director of Multicultural Achievement for Columbia Public Schools since July 1st, 2023. Beyond her corporate career, Witt is the president of the James and Anel Witt Entrepreneurial Development Foundation. She is joined by her son, who's going to talk to us about what they're doing in Columbia, about the James and Anel Witt Foundation. I'm telling you, it is going to be awesome. Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing?
We are fantastic and honored to have you here this evening. We're going to start it out, huh, Tracy? I'm going to ask the lady first. Anel, what are you sipping on?
I am sipping on organic herbal tea.
All right.
Sounds good for the soul. And Mr. Marcus, what are you sipping on?
Well, I'm sipping on some good old water.
You know he had to act right because that is his mama, y'all.
I love it. I love it. Nothing like some good old water and some good tea. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys are doing a lot of great work. Talk to us about the value of entrepreneurship. Tell us about that.
So I think, let me tell you how we got here. So in 2021, my husband of 30 years transitioned, and his life work, I could say literally up until about a week before he transitioned, he was literally supporting women and minority-owned businesses. And so it was his joy and it was his love. We were business owners for many, many years. And so he has a heart for young entrepreneurs, especially. So when he transitioned, I was literally in his office looking through some of his things, and I literally found a roadmap to where he wanted to take his nonprofit at the time to the next level. So my sons and I got together and they said, Mom, we need to continue Dad's philanthropy work. And I said, that's fine. So I was going to call it the James A. Witt Senior Foundation, and the boys said, nope, you and Dad did everything side by side. So they said, let's call it James and Annelle Witt Entrepreneur Development Foundation. So that's how we got started. And what we do is we support women and minority-owned businesses. For us, it's about creating generational wealth. And that starts with owning your own. And so we provide grants. To date, we have raised over $200,000. We've given out over $130,000 in grants, and we have supported at this point. We just had our recent fall seed grant cohort, so we're up to about 68 women and minority business that we have supported so far.
That is fantastic. I'm over here snapping. I'm over here saying yes, yes, yes. You know what? I have seen you work for probably the last 30 years, and I have seen this come to fruition. Marcus, what does this mean to you to have your mom and dad set the foundation of the foundation?
Oh, I mean, it's big, to have my dad do the work that he did here in Colombia and really invest into minority women-owned businesses. It was more than just giving them money. He was all about giving you the tools that you need to actually grow and scale your business. And not a lot of people do that. And, it just means a lot to be able to continue his legacy and not only, do that, but do it with the woman that had his back the whole time. My parents, seeing the work that they do and be able to come in and continue that legacy. I mean, it's just powerful because I have my own business, and being able to know that foundation is already set and then to build on that, it just makes me excited to see, if I feel like this, how many other parents can we help out to put them in position to then trickle down and have those seeds for their children so that their children can come up and own their businesses and do things. Because as we know, we have to come together and we have to understand the resources that we have, because if ain't nobody else going to invest in us, we have to first invest in us. So that's why we're here. That's what we do. That's what we believe. I mean, inside and out. So if you need something, we got you.
Hey, Marcus, I know I have an exclusive. Everybody listen up. Marcus has just gotten the honor of being elected. Was it president of your organization?
The executive director.
Executive director. And his mother proudly said unanimously.
Yes, the board. The board unanimously voted him in as executive director. Marcus had been doing the work. So my husband had his nonprofit started in 2018. And so when he transitioned in 2021 is when we started the James and Annelle Witt Foundation. So we had a nice little, he gave us a nice little nest egg. And so now, Yolanda, you remember we are actually moved to Colombia from St. Louis.
Yes.
In 2001, and my husband's business, our business was there, TTI Nugent Corporation. So we started our roots in terms of our business in Columbia, Missouri, in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, indeed. Now tell us how people can become a part of, be a recipient of this program.
So I think, Mark, you want to take that question since you're the executive director?
Most definitely. So our process is really simple. As long as you are 51% minority owned and you are business within Columbia or mid-Missouri, we do allow you to sign up for our seed grant. So on our website, we have our seed grant applications that are available, one in the spring, one in the fall. Our spring seed grant is closed currently, but our fall seed grant opens up September the 1st. So you can go to www.jawedf.org and just sign up on our website. And then we have an application process. You fill out the application, make sure you have everything that is needed. We do host training. So when our seed grant, we have the seed grant resources that you can go. And then if you go down to the bottom of our website, we also have different resources. You can watch our videos, and we host actually on live seed grant application training. So we'll host another one in the fall. And then this seed grant training, we'll walk through the entire process of the application, what's needed, how you can apply, the proper documentation that you do need, what we're looking for strong applications. And then we even host one-on-one sessions, because we're not just sitting here and saying, hey, here's the application, here's a training. No, if you need help, you need us to help you do some research. You need help with understanding, okay, what do I need for my financial records? What do I need as far as a business plan? Like, what's even in my business plan? We're right here with you, because we want you to be able to get the grant. This is not about you applying and saying no. We want to supply seed grants to as many businesses as possible, because we're buying you the inventory. We're getting you the tools you need to grow your business. So
I think that's one of the things that's different in our process. And it was something that my husband and I talked about. So we were business owners for many, many years. We had a $5 million business. We had the highs and lows, being really very successful, and then filing bankruptcy once we got a partnership that didn't work out. So when you come to our workshops, we're telling you everything that's in the books. We're telling you the real deal. We're telling you what it's like to be married and have a partner that you're in business. We're telling you about sometimes you're ready to quit, and what do you do? How do you know when it's time to quit? So one of the things that we learned from being in business is that we had to do it all over again. Oftentimes, as minority and women-owned businesses, capital becomes an issue. And so sometimes you find yourself, especially when you're new and getting started, robbing Peter to pay Paul, trying to decide, okay, am I going to pay the rent this month? Am I going to buy this product so I can get this order filled? So what we do in following my husband's lead is that we buy you the products that you need to generate revenue. So for example, so we don't give you the cash, and I tell people it's not that we don't trust you with the ducats, but we try to take that anxiety away when you have to make decisions that may not be the best. So what have we bought? We bought commercial ovens. We bought commercial popcorn. One of our most successful clients they're called Myers Gourmet. They're here in the Columbia Mall. We bought them commercial equipment that tripled their ability to be able to produce popcorn. And then actually go after the big companies to be able to become vendors. We bought trucks for people who are contractors. Not really trucks, but it's that, what is that, Marcus?
Trailer.
The trailer. So we bought computers. We bought medical equipment for folks. So we bought a myriad of things, and the purpose is to give you the things you need to be able to generate revenue, because our ultimate goal is we want to create generational wealth, and we want you to pass that on generation to generation.
Yes.
I love that. I know that it's hard when you step out there and you fill out the paperwork for the LLC, and then you don't have a clue of what else to do. So to have the workshops and people work you through that is amazing. When you talk about minority women-owned enterprises, there's a license that you're supposed to get, right? Or how does that actually work? Because I know you take everybody through that. Can we get this class online, or do we have to come to Columbia? And if so, that's fine, because we can just come up the highway. How does
a couple of things. One thing, so right now we serve Columbia and mid-Missouri. However, anybody in the country can take our classes but in terms of getting a grant, right now you have to be Columbia or mid-Missouri. Our goal is in 5 years to be a national foundation. So we want to get this right first before we move to that next level. Thanks to our executive director, we now offer our classes in person, and they are also live at the same time. So when we do our in-person workshop, we also have it streaming for you as well.
Oh, wow.
And in terms of your question about, so this is something that people get confused about. Number one, when you fill out our application, the goal of it is that when you finish that application, we ask you the question that a lender is going to ask you, that a funder is going to ask you, so that you can then take that application and walk into a bank because you basically have everything you need, and that's intentional. And so when we say minority owned business, this is what people get confused sometimes. to get one of our grants, you have to be minority owned or woman owned business. Now, how do you prove that? That's going to show up in your paperwork. It's
Got
going
it.
to show up when you
Yeah.
file as it's
Mandating
asking those
and all that
questions.
kind of stuff.
Now, where people get confused is that when sometimes they hear, well, am I an MBE, a minority business enterprise? Well, those are certifications. You
Got
can
it.
be certified federally or state. You can't certify yourself a minority owned business just because you're Black or just because you're aged or you're Hispanic or you're a woman. Those particular certifications that are asked for, like when people are doing requests for proposals and they say, are you what is your certification? They're asking for an actual certification process you have gone through, that you've been certified usually by the state or by the federal government, that you are minority owned business. But for us, when we say minority owned or women owned, based on your LLC and your documentation that you filed when you filed your company, it tells you, it should say, it's going to ask you those questions. So Marcus, I don't know if you have more on that.
No, that's pretty much it. We're just like, for us, it's just how you identify. So if I'm a minority and I own my business and I'm 51% owner, then that'd be a minority owned business. So for our seed grants, you don't have to have your certification. You just have to be, a minority that has your articles of incorporation that lists you as 51% owner.
Now we're
Got
gonna look
it.
at all your stuff too. Now we're gonna check you out. We're gonna make sure that
Adele, I know you will. I know you will. Marcus, why don't you enlighten us about some of the fundraisers you have coming up? I think there's a golf tournament that people can participate in, and how people can help to grow this business with you.
Oh yeah. So we have our second annual fundraiser coming up. Last year we had a great job. So this year we have our second annual James A. Witt Golf Tournament. That'll be back again at A.L. Gustin Golf Course in Columbia, Missouri, and that'll be on August the 16th. And then the following day will be our Seed of Success Gala. Last year we had a barbecue outside of Big Daddy's Barbecue, and we had everything was under a tent, had a bunch of people there. It was fun. So this year we're gonna take it indoors. We know everybody's gonna get dressed up real nice in they suit and tie, they black tie attire, and we're gonna really celebrate. And you can go to our website, you can go to our events, and under our events you can look at all the events coming up. You can also reach us at contact@jawedf.org if you're interested in being a sponsor or donating. We're having an auction going up, so we need those auction items. So, if you got some auction items that you want to put in, we're more than welcome to getting those. And, it's any other way, donations. If you want to make a donation on the site, you can go there. So these are some of the fundraisers that were coming up. Our goal is to raise the money, allowing us to continue to give these seed grants and grow our community. And then also in September following that, we have the Black Business Expo, which we're really excited about. And, we're partnering with Columbia College, which I am an alum, and I actually played basketball there too. So, it's a big thing that's coming up. And, that's going to be a free event to the community, allowing people to come out, shop with with minority owned businesses, and the school and the students are going to be here as well. So really getting them incorporated in there, because they're all about awareness. One thing that we know is Black owned businesses and minority businesses, we need to be out in front of people. So giving people a space that's fun, that's focused on them in an area. And one thing that we're doing new this year is actually a metaverse. So virtually people will be able to come in and shop with these vendors virtually from all across the country. So you're talking about expanding awareness for these minority business who on a regular day some of them might not even have websites, but a way for people to get out there and outside of Columbia to grow their awareness. All it takes is that one person from out the state talk to some friends and tell you about a product.
Yes.
So I think one thing I do want to add, that anyone can be any vendor in Missouri can be, from St. Louis to wherever. You can come and be a vendor there. One thing that we do to try to support that it is a $60 registration fee that we will refund you if you show up.
Oh man,
So we're doing everything. We are about growing and exposure. So if you register, you can go online, Marcus, you can give that information to them. It's a $60 registration fee, and once you show up, we will refund your money back. because we want you to
Okay.
show up. We want you to invest in it. And if you're serious, giving up your $60, which is really nothing.
It's
Well,
not.
I just say nothing. It's a
an
low fee,
investment.
but it gets refunded. So it's important. And anyone in Missouri, anywhere, actually anyone in the country can come and be a vendor. There are limited spots. So there's a limited spot. So come first come, first serve.
Well, we appreciate all the information you gave. You know, me personally, I am so proud of you.
I am
Thank
too.
you.
I am too. When I think about, you and your sons and the work that you and your husband you have laid the foundation. And this is what legacy looks like. This is generational wealth,
Yes.
everyone. If you all aren't sharing this, what is wrong with you? They're literally giving you all the seeds that you need to grow, especially when I think probably more people started new businesses after the pandemic than ever.
Yes.
So please
Yes.
share the information. We have
Yes.
to ask you, we'll start with you, Anel. What is your affirmation word for today?
Grateful. Just
Grateful.
grateful.
Love that. I love that. Marcus?
I would say consistency. Consistency. Making sure you're consistent in everything that's why my dad. That's one of the things he instilled in me was commitment through every phase in life. That was our sports team was C phase, so he kind of instilled that in. So instilling that here with the foundation being consistent. So I think that would be my affirmation of the day.
We love
Awesome. I know he's looking down on you all and said
Yeah.
how proud he is of what you're doing. So keep up the good work. Come back on. Tell us everything that's going on. We're here to support you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to be on your show. We had a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, Lady O. We always say we're gonna be all right.
We gonna be all right.
Right. But we need to make sure that people get the resources, y'all. So make sure that you all please share, and share some more. We put the website up, and they'll be in the chat as well. They're going to continue. And we didn't even get a chance to talk about their TikToks and everything. I went on.
Follow them on all social platforms. Marcus is doing a fantastic job showing the world what they're all about.
Yes, I'm getting. I was getting tips earlier today. I was like, oh my goodness, it makes you feel good to be able to feel like, okay, I think I'm doing this right. They got tax tips. They got all kind of tips. They got all kind of tips. All right, y'all. We got stuff coming up. Who do we have coming up next?
Hang on in there with us, y'all. We have the Everett E. Johnson. This brother has been in St. Louis, but he's originally from East St. Louis. A lot of you know him as the hairstylist numero uno. This man is bad. He has also ventured into working with genuine leather and reptilian hides. He's going to tell us about a project that he is doing with the Missouri History Museum, and he's going to tell us about himself. Hey, Everett.
Hello. How are you, Yolanda?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for
Doing
having
well,
me
honey.
here.
Look, I'm eyeing that person in the background, but we're going to get to that. Okay, we're going to get to that. First of all, tell us what you're sipping on.
Let's see your cup.
I'm sipping on pickle juice, actually. I had some really good pickles over the weekend. It's like 2 little pieces left floating in the jar, and I'm sipping on the rest of the juice.
Well, let me tell you something. I love pickle juice. I save it. I mean, from the sweet, the sour, the spicy, and I sip on it too. Don't tell our secret. Everybody be trying to do it, Everett. So talk to us about Everett Johnson. Talk to us about your evolution from you are still a hairstylist, but now you're working with textiles and you have an exhibit coming up. Tell us about Everett Johnson.
Yeah, it's really, really, really interesting, Yolanda. My first career of choice, what I wanted to do once I graduated high school, was actually fashion design. But my parents, my mother and my father, they really kind of noticed my creative ability. And I mean, with any and every textile from rocks to hair, right? So for some strange reason, I was really kind of coerced into the arena of cosmetology. And honestly, from that moment of entering cosmetology school for the first day, it just seemed like I woke up in a hair salon that my parents gifted to me as a business.
Look at that
And
legacy.
here we are today. You know, I'm like over 30 years in still.
Over 30 years in, and I must tell you, I don't know if the word is trained, or my stylist was under the tutelage of Everett Johnson. So I'm forever grateful for the skills that you taught her.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I know that's a whole community. I'm looking in the chats here, and Arthur Green says, I see you, E. You know, it's something about when you have a craft that you're known for. Now, you have many, many gifts. So, how did you transition over into, like, I see you, you got the sewing machine, you got the bags, you got the craft, and like everybody's like, I want one, and you only make so many
When
to
I
live.
tell you, I graduated cosmetology school. Well, let's just say once I entered cosmetology school, I was the most requested student there. So I'm busy there in cosmetology school and completely booked, like for weeks out in advance at my salon for like over 20 years. And as I said earlier, I'm very creative, I'm very artistic, very visual. There were so many other visions and ideas that I dreamt of getting my hands on, but I was always so tied down to my book. But over the past, I'd say like 10 years, things have started to sort of lighten up and open up. And it's allowed me to actually entertain some of those creative visions and ideas that I have floating around in my head. And the whole handbag situation was one.
So now
just like Cosmo, go on.
no, it's your floor, baby. You go ahead.
Yeah, so just like cosmetology, for some strange reason, I needed a bag for myself. I made one. And ever since that day, I mean, commissions have been backing up from that point. And I don't know, I just really, really love the craft.
Now, do you take textiles that were formerly handbags, or do you do both?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything from, well, my first bag that I ever made for myself, I bought a $25 hide from a resale shop, and I made myself a bag. From that point, I realized that what I was actually doing was meditating while I was learning the craft. So I go from deconstructing already present handbags and luggage pieces and so on and so forth to brand new hides that I'm purchasing. So
amazing.
I'm drowning over here in hides, and it's become an
Wait,
addiction.
hold on, Tracy. He said, I'm drowning in hides. Now, you're talking to a country girl, so I know what hides look like hanging up. I
Absolutely.
know what it looks
Is there
like.
a certain type that you feel more drawn to that just works for you?
First, I'm drawn to reptiles like crocodile, alligator, python. I like texture and I like color. So although I can appreciate hides that are a lot smoother, I'm innately drawn to those that have texture.
You know what? It's kind of like the people when he styles their hair. They have texture, and he tames it and makes it something beautiful. I love it. I mean, you are an artist head to toe, 100%. And the History Museum has seen it.
Yes.
What are you doing at the St. Louis History Museum?
Well, I was lucky enough to be chosen as one of 10 artists and designers to partner with the Missouri History Museum. And we were paired. St. Louis History Museum has like a very large collection of like textiles and historical costumes and so on and so forth. And they pulled 10 pieces from their archives and matched them to artists and designers from the area. So I was lucky enough to choose a piece from a designer from 1967, and his name was Till Traina. After doing a little research on him and so on and so forth, I fell in love with him, which connected me to what it is that I'm producing. That's my inspired piece for the show. So I'm actually, for the first time, this is an opportunity for me to present a total image and a total look of what Eliza B. Woman looks like.
Woo! Why did
Yeah.
I get chills? I love it. I love it. I love it. What a Eliza B. Woman looks like.
Yes.
About the name. Where did that name come from for you? Isa B.
The name is a mesh of my two maternal grandmothers. My two grandmothers. One grandmother was Aunt Eliza, which was my mother's mother. My other grandmother was Willie B. I put those two names together to stand in representation of my lineage. So from those two ladies came my mother and father, and from my mother and father came me. So this is my opportunity to celebrate my story of growing up in a wonderful family of strong women, great style.
Yes.
Yeah, I get a chance to display this on Saturday.
On Saturday. So Tracy, can you pull back up the information that's happening about what's happening on Saturday at the St. Louis History Museum? Some people call it the Missouri Historical
Society.
Y'all know where it's at.
Yes, Missouri Historical Society, and it is happening on April the 13th. You all can definitely register. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. It's their biannual fundraiser, and there's several different 10 different St. Louis-based designers that create their 21st century piece inspired by that textile. You know, when you go there, you always get some really great things. Go and purchase your tickets. All that information is there. Make it bold, make it pattern, make it work. Look at that. And all of the designers that will be a part of it. This is amazing.
It is amazing. And I told you, St. Louis has so much to offer our community that if you just go a little bit outside your comfort zone, stretch outside your comfort zone, I say, you will see something that will intrigue you and help you to grow as an individual. Everett, you know, before you go, we have to ask, what is your affirmation word of the week?
Love. And that's actually always, because I feel like love is the most underused power. If we learn to use it more, I feel like we could probably heal a lot of what's going on in the world, as long as people stick to that, you know.
Yes.
So love.
That's my favorite word too.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, everybody drop your affirmation words in the chat. It's something about art. Art brings us together. You know, it's our representation of love, and everybody can interpret it different. But it's something about when you know that you're in your zone. And what does that mean for you? Because you're an artist and you work in people's heads and all of that. What does wellness mean for you? You know, how do you handle that? Because you hear a lot, you feel a lot. Most people who are artists are true empaths.
How the wellness part? Explain what you mean more about that.
So what do you do for your wellness? Because you talked about that meditation piece, and that's what intrigued me.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting, because it's more work. It's like the more I put out, the better I feel. So I'm putting all of that energy, just all of everything that I'm feeling into my work. So it's like anyone that has an opportunity to possess a thing that's been created by me with my hands, that's like a really intricate part of my spirit and my soul and my being. So it's really valuable.
I love that. You explained it perfectly.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
explained it perfectly.
Many of the people are asking how they can get in touch with you all. His website, his Instagram. Y'all got to follow him on Instagram, because I'm waiting for the next bag to drop. Because hey, get in there, follow him. Make sure you all show up this weekend. Wow, thank you.
And tell him you watched him on the Own Your Now show, so he knows that he has gotten some love from our owners.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Everett.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I told you, girl, we had some information tonight. And I'll tell you what, both of them talked about family legacy. And if you didn't get one point today, it's family wealth, family legacy, and love, and how we can work together.
No, we
How we
can't.
can work together.
Way. That's the only way. I love it. I work with my son, and the things that we do. I have to tell Anel, we got to come up to Columbia and do some work with the students that she works with. The
Yes.
fact that they're empowering, we're empowering women. We're empowering our community. This is what wellness is all about. It
It
is.
is. It is. Tracy, before we go any further, normally I haven't been giving shout outs, but honey, I have some shout outs today that just made my heart just giggle, giggle, giggle. Happy 25th wedding anniversary to my Gramblinite and his lovely wife, Desiree and Mark Crawford. Let me tell you, they are trailblazers from Grambling. They are doing the work for their community. Happy 36th wedding anniversary to our very own Sheila and Pastor Jeff Forrest. You know them. They own Afro World Hair and Fashion Company here in St. Louis, and they always have the African-American Santa Claus. They always have the Easter Bunny. So I'm always appreciative for all that they do for our community. Now listen to this. Happy 60th.
Woo!
Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Marsha and Tom Love. And I feel kind of strange saying their first names, Mr. and Mrs. Love, because I've known them majority of my life. They live in my hometown, and they are celebrating 60 years. And last but not least, happy birthday to Reverend Anthony L. Riley of Central Baptist Church. You all might remember him because he gave us the opportunity, the Own Your Now show during the pandemic, to have our food drive on his facility. We were able to feed 300 families every week, the entire
That was it.
pandemic, thanks to Pastor Riley. So happy birthday, Pastor Riley.
That's it. That's it. What's going on this weekend? It's
Woo!
about
Get your legs ready. Tracy, got your bike ready? Get your legs ready. They have the Umsel and Ferguson Black Wall Street Ride. You can get there and find out all about how to get yourself ready to ride. They're going to be riding throughout the streets. Go to their Facebook page. Honey, it is with our guy, Harlan Hodge. He's out there making people bicycle. So if you're into it, Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Now, we also have Trap Jazz Brunch. Live music. They have food. Doors open at 1:30 p.m. The Warehouse is what it's called. If you want to hear something, we have the thread. You see it, the Missouri Historical Society. You can go and see who we just talked to, Everett Johnson, 1 of 10. And then we have Lydia Caesar. She was on last week. She debuted her song April 12th at the City Winery.
It's a lot going on. It's a whole lot.
It is a lot of good, positive things going on. I love me some STL, even though I'm 314-ish. I think somebody gonna make me an official St. Louis. And somebody needs to crown me, knight me.
How long have you been here? How long have
31 years. I went to my 31st opening, St. Louis Cardinal opening day. 31.
You are officially.
Thank you. Y'all heard that. Tracy says I'm official.
You official. Ain't no more 314-ish. You official. That's it. Tell everybody your affirmation word for today.
Living legacy.
Woo! Living legacy. All right. All right. Y'all heard it from her. Living legacy. That's what this is all about. I love it. Today has really been really cool for me to be able to see what it looks like to make sure that a legacy don't die, and it lives and it continues on and on and on. And even in the midst of that, to see how your art shows up and you bring that legacy with you. This is what our ancestors are here for. We feel it. And that's why I love what we do, because this is why this was all started, right? And we're going to
Yes, your legacy, your mom and you would get up every morning and say, "What you sipping on, Mom? What's in your cup?" And look at you, girl.
No,
She's the foundation. Look at us. God is good. And I was a coffee drinker with my dad in the barn. So you know what? We are right. God paired us up.
God
We
did.
always say, Tracy, we weren't put together.
Yes.
You know, you see a lot of people in talk shows and things, they were put together. We weren't put together. God joined us on several areas.
Yes.
And then we were able to develop this. So thank you, owners, for, you know, just being consistent, being patient with us, and following us and sharing this great information.
Yes. I hope that you all follow us on YouTube as well. Make sure that you follow and subscribe and share, because this is how we get the knowledge out. We are truly grateful for everything that you all give us. This is what consistency looks like, because when we know what love feels like, we are being able to be considerate of all people and all things, and we come together to realize our gifts. We are truly gifted, but if you are committed to your gifts and you understand the value of it, you will see how God will allow you to elevate. But you can't elevate if you don't love others as much as you love yourself, because this is where it starts. So continue to be motivated, continue to understand the value of what being gifted looks like. And of course, we will continue to be elevated in all things that we do, because we know the value of when we come together, we can show the world what living legacies look like. I hope that you all continue to enjoy and share and come back every Wednesday. Even when we're not here, we will continue to put something out there in the community so we all will continue to thrive. Yes, Jackie, we love you as well. Lady O,
You know, I want to wish you peace, love, and positivity.
remember, y'all, tomorrow isn't promised.
So own your now.
Own your now. Bye-bye, everybody.
I am unstoppable.